Take two.
January 10th.
Sunday.
You'll see this on the 11th.
Yes.
We're
partners. Yay!
Not like life partners.
Yes.
Yes, here in DC.
Finally.
We could get married if we wanted to, but that would make ugly babies.
Real ugly babies.
Real quick, since we're not going to be talking about MMA, but I'm sliding this in there under the radar. Tomorrow night, Monday, when you guys are watching this, Kevin and I are going to Fight Night.
Fight Night 20.
Yes, with
Patriot Center.
Very good seats.
Yes. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Now, while we're talking about fighting, the Manny Pacquiao Mayweather fight is off.
Yes.
Off, not going to happen, can't reconcile the drug testing thing. I think we just said this not too long ago. In steps in Joshua Clottey.
Joshua Clottey. Now, I know you will say right off the bat that Clottey had lost a split decision to Cotto. That makes him basically not a good opponent for Manny Pacquiao.
ESPN?
Yeah, man. I got ESPN. I read your mind and shit, man. So, I have to tell you, man, that Clottey, and when you look at this fight, okay, Pacquiao versus Clottey, which is starting to materialize now for March 13th, since fucking the Mayweather fight is not going to happen. I look at a couple things, and for what the payday will be for Pacquiao, this to me is a dangerous fight. And, and this is what I'm saying. For what he's going to get paid, it is a dangerous fight because Joshua Clottey is a big, strong guy. And I know everybody's going to say Miguel Cotto's a big, strong guy, but he will have to. The only thing he's going to have is his speed and stamina against the guy, which is great because Manny Pacquiao's a beast. You know what I'm saying? I love the guy, but he is going to have to be able to do that for 12 rounds with this guy and get the UD against him. Otherwise, he takes a chance of getting caught by Clottey.
And we know how he feels about Pacquiao's stamina.
Yeah.
Ouch.
The fuck? I gotta have some of my coffee, man. George just got jokes today. So,
anyway, what it comes down to is, like Kevin said, Pacquiao's going to have the speed advantage. And for me, it showed versus Cotto, how important the speed advantage is. I mean, Pacquiao's hitting, moving, dodging. He looked like a gnat with giant gloves on, punching the hell out of his face.
He might be.
And, Clottey comes in at 5'8", Pacquiao's 5'6", and 0.8, whatever. 2 inches could make a big difference, but I think Pacquiao will close the gap and just sting the shit out of him like a beast.
And before we get into all the analyzing the fight and stuff, which George and I are really not going to do today, because we don't even know if this fight's going to happen yet. The deal's not signed, and by the time you guys actually see this video, it might be signed, but it hasn't been signed. It's not a done deal for Pacquiao to fight Clottey. It is definitely a big gimmick, and Freddie Roach will say, hey, you know what? We still want the fight with Mayweather. He's scared. Roach just came straight out and said Mayweather is scared. He's asking for all these specifics with the blood testing, with the with the Olympic style testing and everything, and then at the same time, Mayweather's camp and Mayweather fans are saying, well, why won't Pacquiao do this? So it could be a bunch of fucking hype, man, because everybody wants to see fucking Pacquiao fight Mayweather.
Now here's the thing: if this fight, and the other thing that's interesting about this next Manny Pacquiao fight, the person who seems more interested in where and when Pacquiao fights more than anyone else is
George. I want to let you know, real. I'm not going to say fuck the rest of the show.
Okay,
I'm good for you.
Is Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is trying really hard to get Manny Pacquiao's next fight in Dallas, up to the point where he's offering to pay $25 million in cold hard cash to the Golden Boy to bring Pacquiao there.
He wants to do, because he's trying to get a lot.
How many people? They said, it's 100,000 people?
It's 100,000 people. Yeah, 100,000 people.
For a football game. Now, that ring's a lot smaller than a football field.
Right.
And you're going to pack all that in? You're probably looking at close to 150,000 people.
Yeah, and in boxing matches, ticket prices are through the roof. We know that.
He will make a gobload of money on that fight.
Yeah. Obviously he's going to be trying to hold any major event that he can to at that new.
How about an MMA fight?
Yeah. There's no way he's going to fill that stadium up for an MMA event. It's just not happening. He'd be better off doing a big WWE event or something, because those mucks go to events. Those crazy people go to watch those WWE events.
Host a Steelers game. Those Bamas travel.
Yeah, have you do a live strip show. That'll fill a stadium. You don't think so? Anyway, coaching changes throughout sports.
Let's start at the college ranks.
Yes.
Texas Tech now has Tommy Tuberville to step in for Leach, who got shit canned, and now Leach is suing the pants off Texas Tech for libel and defamation and all that.
That's not. He's not good. He's getting nothings.
Well, let's get on that car and head southbound to a school that Kevin just has this. Love is too weak of a word for how Kevin feels about this college team.
I used to party there, man.
Huh?
I used to party there. That's why.
For anyone who's followed this show, you know exactly what I'm about to say. University of South Florida, or USF, the Bulls.
Yes.
I think you had a phone conversation with somebody's father about how much kids act
Yeah,
like their
Georgia's
coach.
dad just like torn in my ass about because Georgia's dad just does not like USF's coach and the personnel and the kids that play on that team.
And it looks like the athletic director doesn't like the USF coach because that Bama got canned for hitting one of his players in the rape choke.
And the guy is scary. I mean, Jim Leavitt obviously is a football coach, but I'm starting to think that he's a kingpin or enforcer too, because not only did he choke the kid out and slap him, don't ever screw up again. I mean, he basically choked the kid out and slapped him and said, "Hey, you screwed up." And then after he did it, he's like, "Look, if any of you motherfuckers say anything," okay, there goes fuck. I fucked up already. But if any of you motherfuckers say anything, I'ma fucking backslap the shit out of you too. He goes hard, Shorty.
Hey, well,
he's like Tupac.
He's going hard straight to the unemployment line. He's going to be up in there the 1st and the 15th with every other motherfucker getting a paycheck.
Right. But, I mean, they just said, we cannot have that. And
no, you can't even have that in the NFL. That's ridiculous.
Right.
These are children.
Mm-hmm. Now, get in a car. Let's drive from South Florida all the way back across the country to the University of Southern California. Right.
You're making a smart move, man. I'd get the hell out of USC too. Reggie Bush got issues. McKnight has issues. Mayo has issues. That school's about to have some serious issues. The NCAA is about to put their foot dead in USC's ass.
Right.
So what does Pete Carroll do like any other smart individual?
He rolls out.
Yes.
Now Barkley has issues.
Yeah. Barkley's going.
What
I would not be surprised if he transfers.
They had that other recruit from Chicago who was supposed to, who basically is like the number one recruit from Chicago.
What if Pete Carroll? What if Barkley goes to Oklahoma?
Ooh. It'd be
Why
great
not?
if he went to Nebraska.
Not a real pass happy offense.
I don't know.
What if he goes to Texas?
Ooh. I like saying ooh.
But because here's the thing, Pete Carroll said, and he's taking offensive coordinator with him up to Seattle, to the Seahawks, where Jim Mora said, no, it's not Jim. What's his name? Is it Jim Mora? His kids?
I don't know.
Jim Mora. Fucking the Mora guy in Seattle. Bye bye.
Yeah, he was done.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll, contrary to what a lot of people say, I think because he was such a good college coach in his first stint in the NFL, everybody was like, oh, he wasn't that good. But actually, Pete Carroll had a winning record.
Yeah.
He wasn't a bad
And he's going to be
coach.
Seattle's head coach and like vice president of football operations. Can somebody explain to me what that job is? What is president of football operations?
Who knows, man? It's just another label, so you could go fuck shit up, That's
Get
the
paid
second
more
time I
money.
said fuck. Huh?
We get paid more money. That's not the second time.
Oh, okay. Third or fourth on that.
It's
But the
37.
thing is he just it was perfect. It was a perfect opportunity to get out and bail on USC program. I mean, he basically pulled a Calipari.
Yes.
And he rolled out, and it's like, what? He's got a lot of power. He's got a lot of money. He's going to be, along with Mike Shanahan, making $7 million a year.
Does he stay on the West Coast?
It stays on the West Coast.
Wait, they're paying Carroll $7 million a year.
Yeah, 5-year deal, $7 million. He's making $35 million. So I mean, that's just nuts. It's just nuts. Now we're going to talk about some more coaching changes. It looks like Holmgren is like, hey, I'm
Mangini gets to stay.
Yeah, and you know what? I kind of agree with that.
Mangini will be gone by week 8.
You think so?
Yep.
And
you know who will coach?
Who?
Holmgren.
Well,
Watch.
Yeah, because of the cap thing going on. You know what I mean?
There is no cap. They're not having a cap next year in the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins are going to have 3,000 free agents.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I guess, for about a season and a half. And then Danny's going to look at that bill and go...
Right. Now, speaking of all these...
And you know what your ticket prices are going to do?
Not mine. There ain't no tickets to go to Caddy's on a Sunday.
They might start charging you. Danny going to buy it.
Everybody will be coming to Club 1400, surely. That's my house address. But anyway...
Redskins have a new coach who's also...
Shanahan.
What do you think?
Yes, I think Mike Shanahan brings a lot to the table because he's going to definitely improve the offensive line. If we can get the D coordinator from Cincinnati, that's going to be another good move. And if we got the general manager Allen in, I think all three of those places, and we get Houston's coordinator, Shanahan's son, as the offensive coordinator, who's done a great job. So the Redskins are looking good if they can get a line.
Cutting you off for one thing, not really cutting you off because you stopped talking. The Rooney Rule. For you folks out there who are not familiar with it, if I'm an owner of a team and I want to hire a new coach, I need to interview one minority candidate before I can go hire the coach I want, minority or not.
Right.
I think this is a slap in the face to every man who's struggled to get to where they're at, African American, in coaching.
Yeah.
Don't interview me unless you're seriously going to hear what I have to say.
Right.
The Redskins interviewed their secondary coach just to meet the qualification and then hired Shanahan. Seriously, I don't want to be the guy. Don't trot me in for an interview if I don't really stand a chance.
You know what's funny?
At the job.
The Rooney Rule is It's funny, man. I agree with you. And, you know, there might be a lot of people out there that might be like this, oh, man, you Uncle Tom type motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying, man? What the fuck you talking about, man? No, I don't agree with it. And I just like George said, I think that if you're qualified for the job, people are going to.
If you're qualified.
If you're qualified for the job, you're going to get an interview. It's a day and age. I mean, 20, 30 years ago, I can understand it. Maybe in college sports to some degree, with some of the shit that went down, I can understand it more. I'm not big with this shit, the Rooney Rule at all. And one of the reasons is I look at Mike Tomlin, I look at Tony Dungy, you know, Lovie Smith. I mean, 2 of the last 3 years, the coaches who won the Super Bowl have been black coaches. So they're very established in the NFL right now. I don't think you have to, you know, I mean, maybe you want to make the Rooney Rule and say you have to interview an Asian coach. You know?
This ain't the chess team. And on that note, we ain't playing ping pong.
Oh, congratulations to all the Cowboy fans.
Fuck you.